we, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Yes, family, una welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name is Mohamed Kagbo, and today, now the 10th of May 2022. We get like three issues then for can deliberate on, and they are very important. As they take them one by one, we still look at the plight of the teachers. Then where some of them don't they in a very difficult situation, and we know for sure governments be arrest some of them just because they ask for better condition of service. Secondly, we still want to look at this issue about we legend Mohamed Lamin Conte Junior Tumbu. This was an household name in the 80s, the 90s, and in the 20s. But why we don't take this issue even more serious, now the manner in which he died, and now the thing then where you go be shocked for he say this Salone Slaffer, the Sierra Leone Football Association, due to this man not die in peace. He died with burnout. We'll play some of the highlights here, and also they look at the way the country they go, the manner in which President Bio they react emotionally to anything when our opposition, anything. Of recent time, we see what you do to Kemo Sise, a lock and a cell by using the cyber security law where something where we don't see that don't talk say in as much as it good forget laws, but most of these laws the way they make in haste it gets political undertone. We don't begin to see the reality in that. And this and more, all this and more, you still get the opportunity for sending text message now. Yeah? We go read them. And the program, the kind of talking point platform, and also now YouTube live on TPP Leo. We're not going to side, but they come and continue with the show.
Talking point platform for news every day. Now we country salute for education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We put enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit, TV.
TPP TV. All right, so formula, yes, Law we jump straight to the point. Now, for make it even more pleasant, even more comfortable, we just want to remind and recap with memories that all the great people in the country, all the great people around the world, in some time in history, these people, somebody they will be teach, they will be impact knowledge on them, even in future. Therefore, the role of the teachers there, we're not going to overemphasize here. For let you be a president, you must go down go to a classroom. Teacher must teach you. For let you be a minister, the same thing. Parliamentary, and many. So we're not able to analyze and explain how important teachers. But we don't see over the years, government in, government out, then they promise one thing of making the lives of the teachers better. But these are just sugar-coated vibes, sugar-coated words, fake promises, and the game just boring for the teachers then, to the point that some of them then decide for ask for more because then decide for ask for more because they not believe the SLTU, the Sierra Leone Teachers Union, because they say now sell out, now sell game, and then form this consortium, this sort of teacher solidarity movement for make them talk to proper government, let government look into them because the manner, the money when they pay teachers is so small, it's so disgraceful that I mean, what type of quality education when you talk about where the teachers are able, get anything substantial when it comes to their salary. And this is a very serious issue because this government promise for put more strength on education, free quality education, as how they say. In fact, for the first time in the history of the country, we see a project a substantial amount of budget, more than 20 to 25% was directed in education. But we're not seeing much of those things as being reflected into the education, we not see the output, because when you put when they make an input, the output get for big quality, especially when you they call it by name, say free quality education. So before you get that side, you get to look at the people that were involved, the real people, like when they say to German, when at the work front, when are the teachers, and then at the classroom, and then they make the education become how you get for be like. If they are not well motivated, if they are not well taken care of, if they are not well paid, definitely you know we'll get the best out of them. This is not a secret. And then the manner in which government they manhandle or they take this issue, it become even more pathetic, to the point that then they even use threats, intimidation, arrest, jail for any teacher where to map how they are, where they plan for, say they go out for demonstrate or for acts. I mean, this is just so pathetic, the manner in which the country they go. And somebody need out there, people need out there for talk and say this. I mean, this country not to one or two people and get her. I mean, not to one political party get her. Now we all get her. We know we just sit on the settlement there. And then let them try it. Man, a life cool. I know. Not to say for B. And shame to President Bio, because this he don't talk much about in free quality education. For they arrest teachers there, they jail them for simply ask for better condition of service, where every employee get rights to. The Constitution of Sierra Leone permit that even you play any side you get right as an employee. If you don't feel okay with the condition of service, you have a channel in a manner in which they will listen to you. And I mean, these things, the way the country they move, so President Bill, he don't lost track. There's no other way out. Why would we decide for Bring Candies? The last time we tried for Bring Candies program, but we get some technical problem along the line. But today, at least, I believe, say less all good. And so that make we recap on this and put real much say, if the government wants to succeed in education, if they are sincere, if they are serious, believe me, then for take the issues of the teacher then very serious. Take a look at this video one more time.
Teachers in Bo District have labeled their conditions of service to be appalling and disgraceful as compared to other civil servants in the country.
1,300,000 is a pittance. Let us take a look at the economic situation that is happening in our country. If you pay a teacher with degree, BSc, BA, with degree 1,300,000, that will not take that teacher to anywhere. If you buy a bag of rice at 500,000, you have to pay transportation. My brother, it will not take you anywhere.
I'm a graduate. I'm receiving just 1,300,000. I have children, and these children, some of them are in the university. I'm paying for them, except we have to go and loan from the banks. Even now, as I'm talking to you, I have to pay local commercial bank.
The classroom, they said, is not lucrative as promised by President Julius Maada Bio during his political campaign. But what are the burning issues they want government to address?
A teacher cannot go to the classroom with an empty stomach and expect that teacher to deliver well. If the government fails to address this situation, I am afraid.
Thus, we are telling the government to look into the affair, the welfare, and give better condition, better payments to us teachers.
The teachers have denied allegations that they have downed their tools, but rather confirmed that they are disgruntled and irritated and are therefore avoiding the classrooms to save the children from receiving the wrath of their anger.
All what we are saying that we are not happy to go to the classroom at all, because we don't want to go and extend our grievances to our learners, because they are very, very much important.
The resentful teachers had formed Teacher Solidarity Movement to apply pressure on Sierra Leone Teachers Union to get things done in their favor, but SLTU said it's too weak to get them desired result. Therefore, the movement had wanted to address their membership at Bo City Coronation Field on issues relating to their welfare, but police denied them the opportunity for not obtaining clearance for the said function. The clearance, they said, was written and submitted at the Bo Central Police Station. 3 of their members, whom they said went to do follow-up on the letter, were arrested on 26 April, only to be released on Independence Day. Joseph Kiley is one of the first 2 teachers arrested.
We just try to say something like clearance to obtain permission to hold a meeting of that nature. And all of a sudden, we are just detained for the whole night.
One of government's priorities is human resource building and has invested enormously in education. Thousands of teachers have been pin-coded, which is appreciated by many, but their conditions of service, they said, must be improved. Emmanuel Amara Saidu.
All right, so Fambo, that was a serious blunder from the government for make them get the audacity for arrest teachers and even jail them just because of some of them then go do a follow-up. This is also the constitution. When you want to do assembly, where more, where the entire entails a lot of people that you get for take permission from the police and the teachers, and they follow the due process. They write a letter according to them. Three of the members and then go, they're arrested. So this government, you don't feel, then they fear, but any other thing, anything where even a small gathering where people and they express their grievance, believe me, then they use an iron fist. Because it's people like when they say a guilty conscience, does not need an accuser. They're already guilty of the fact that the bread and butter issue, a far-fetched. So that for another allowed any small gathering where get a decent. But look, even Chris Mandel, blacker, where be say mentally challenged. This guy they talk nonsense talk where be say Chris Man. Sorry for they say this because national more for call and let people understand. Nobody now will like in condition like that. Instead of government helper, waiting government do. They use the Inspector General of Police for the first time in the history of the country. And when we know around the world for me they arrest Chris Man, where we all know that Chris Man, then go put on a court, then put on Pademba Road because they say it costs the king of Salon when at the president. It's dangerous. This kind precedent, this kind steps, it's dangerous. And we need for the name and call names and shame we leaders and for their acts they are. People away get mental problem are the responsibility of government for help them, but not to add more depression on them. Let's move on from this part. And we hope the government they listing some of this and they address the teacher the issue because before government they come, then we talk about salary harmonization. You need then they try for me all civil servants at least and forget the same salary based on their qualification. Like if you get BSc, the Oakland civil servant and Ministry of Foreign Affairs, study the Oakland classroom. When I get the same qualification, more or less on a salary forget if equal or at least averagely at least not for two balance. But you could see some people on a civil servant they pay them 5 million, whereas other people then they pay them 1,200,000, 1,300,000. You see the disparity, the gap is huge. So the government be saying then they can try for set up this thing and try for get a unify, harmonize the salary, which was very good idea. But now, even when they talk about now, if you team up the talk, they say a challenge, they lock in ourselves, you see, and they are still locking ourselves. That is the country where we get. That is the country where we call Salon. And if we not do something but this quickly, it will come out of hand. Because it seems as if now freedom of speech, not the freedom of assembly, not the freedom of protest, not the way you go talk. Now, where you will feel like I express my opinion. Once you know they entirely with waiting government they look at, definitely you are in trouble. Now, let's put and lock onto sports. Majority of Sierra Leoneans there, we like football. Majority of Sierra Leoneans there, we like football. Football, some of we sound like a religion. People and they follow on to the fullest. And back then, there was a gentleman, there was one of the best player ever where Salon produced with Alamin Conte, Junior Tumbu. And also the young one there, not able to remember the names here. But who remember like be small, they either names and they Junior Tumbu. Everybody in the country, everybody those days in the 90s, 1995, 1996, 1997, those years, you know the household name Junior Tumbo, Junior Barry, Junior Tumbo. Now, this man, of course, as I know, football, your man gets in peak. You play 10, 15 years, you get for retire. If you don't then you don't play in Europe, you don't play in Middle East, you don't play in Asia. Normally everybody gets in passion. The passion of Junior Tumbo was for making able to get a license from the Sierra Leone Slaffer, make it able to take bobo them, carry them go now the league that we don't play, whether na Middle East, whether na Asia or na Europe, as an agent. But the Slaffer, where this gentleman, if I don't recognize ourselves, these are the problem about Sierra Leoneans. We as a country, When somebody die, and at the time they see, we all they pull flyer, they all they pull names, keep putting the camp, keep it all Mondays. I mean, all man they talking good name, but when somebody they are alive, we don't do something for the country. Believe me, we not even recognize that. We not even recognize that. Junior Tubuna, one example. Somebody was sacrificing life. Then there's if you listen, we're in company footballer, then they cry, but how some of them now Junior Tumbu make them turn footballer. Now he make them good. Somebody will be say, even when they sick, they can't get injection for go play for salon. This man we left football, he went on agent. He meets Slaffer. He gonna to them say more than just write a recommendation letter, because now that now the criteria of FIFA for let you be an agent. A football governing body get for give a recommendation. This man was the captain of Sierra Leone. He was the captain of Sierra Leone. Junior Tumbu, he wanna have Slaffer for make them get a recommendation letter. Take die, they not do. Take die. Can you imagine ordinary letter? Somebody will sacrifice the country. Now they win zone 2. Now they win zone 2. Now they don't win zone 2. Mauritania, they win zone 2. That's alone. So like it counts something at the country. It puts football in the map. It contributes heavily. And this man died bitterly. He died disgracefully in the sense that with all the work we done, and I feel disappointed. He died disappointedly. He wanted as FIFA. I mean, he was laugh and made and just write a recommendation letter. Just because the usual game in the country, where you do abroad or you have something, if you not bribe, you know they get it. Because Junior Tumbu no gets no bribe, they prefer for give a recommendation letter. They told foreigners. And I so shocked for you from that say Nigerians and Ghanaians and foreigners, then they get recommendation letter from Salon for make them be agents. But a Sierra Leonean, we play for the country, we sacrifice in life more than 38 caps. He just need a simple favor for say, please, una just write a recommendation letter for me that I don't play for the country. That's it. Sierra Leone Football Association will not do until the man die. What kind of bonac this? What kind of country that makes Salon problem? Sometimes we're facing at the politicians, but it cut across all spheres. All spheres. Any kind institution where you take right now, if you do a microscopic analysis on that, you open it, you investigate, you see the level of ethics bad to which Congo sa, you see the unpatriotic act. Imagine if Junior Tumbu be get that license day. That recommendation they and government get, I mean FIFA get a license as an agent for the take players then carry them go Middle East, carry them go now Asia or Europe. Those players there, they must one of the, let's say take 10, 20. Out of that 10, 20, maybe 2 or 3 or even 4 will excel. And when they excel now within one of the benefits for us, it can't to we as a country for saying a Salon possibly place. So the individual now whether benefits cancel, it will benefit in people there. It will benefit the people there. But Slaffer, so wicked that they not get, because Junior Tumbu not bribe them, then fail for give a recommendation letter, so say this man die. The pain, it painful. I mean, for a lot of people who know Sabi Junior Tumbu, then young one there, you know, I know say so then just come see now there Musa Tumbu, then Kai Kamara there. But these are the legends, these are the people that were actually put we football in a much more better status. We set the pace. Take a look at some of the highlights now. right, so Fambo, that was just a short clip of Junior Tumbu where God on taking life few days ago, and we pray let God again good road. These are the people that will really set the pace. We make Salon football become a Salon football, and it pains some of we for no say this man died with pain, he died with disappointment. Somebody will play for this country, sacrifice everything. We in company the talker. Then this year, Mohamed Kalon be the life. All different players that will be don't play for the country when I age group. Then they talk about how this man sacrifice. The man, even when he be the sick doctor, they come few hours to watch the game. They can't get injection, but go play. Wake you don't tire, you understand? Because this the man where Salon be need. Now the game changer, and then they decide whether Salon they win or not. It was somebody where an extraordinary player. Now extraordinary player. But how Pian today? How Pian? How say I'll laugh at Pian? Then Pian with disgrace. In fact, no recognition for we legends. And I make one of the go as a country. We not they go as a country. We not they go as a country. This money will put before bribery, corruption, bad that discrimination. We not they go. Give respect to whom respect is due. Where somebody sacrifice for the country, at least let gain recognition for that. Let gain recognition. These are the country maybe say today you do good and sabi. Tomorrow, then don't forget about you. How many Leon Star players there? Then Bana Loko there. Then Bana Loko there. One of them, I think, few months ago, we seen young clip back. He be in life. I mean, don't sorry, people like that they sacrifice their life there for the country for football. I mean, if we not buck up, if we not do more, believe me, we go suffer more. That's not the facts. Sorry for say this, but these are the reality. I mean, I'll take this text where they come up from Hassan Jejuana, where they say if the president had ignored payless overseas travel for the past 2 years, money spent could have been enough to appreciate teachers' sacrifice within the country. It's a big shame on the president, on the Bureau administration. I couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Joanna. This is not the thing what they talk about. Democracy, as the definition goes, the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. When majority of the people then say, "This not okay," listen to them. A lot of people not out of politics and be the talker. They say, they need less. I mean, you don't travel past mark, These are the first president in 4 years don't travel more than any president was don't see on the country in 5-10 years. I mean, watching those travel can with the country? Nothing, absolutely. Now, okay, let's say the travel be frequent. If something be the kind of the country where they translate to those travel by bringing jobs, companies, and also and all sort of goodness at the country, we say, okay, continue for travel. But they travel with chartered plane. Where we see some presidents, they're not commercial plane that they use. We present a charter plane, $100,000, $150,000, just the plane number for charter the plane number. 100,000, 150,000, now more than millions, 100,000 loans, $100,000, now 1 billion loans. Now most people think they do in the country. 100 though. If you pay $150,000 for chartered plane, that is now 1.5 billion, 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion, 1.5 billion. Now you don't give so force no on transportation, not to a per diem, not to your entourage, not to the things what to security. You don't do one thing to take it needless. Now, majority of Sierra Leone, they are angry. They don't vex, they don't hungry. So this don't make the president become uncomfortable. This don't make the government don't become uncomfortable. This don't make the SLPP government don't become uncomfortable. Now, anybody absolutely would dare, if you are dare to talk anything against the president, against the government, against the party, you will be arrested, you will be jailed, you will be summoned to court, or in some cases you'll be intimidated, beat, you'll be beaten to probably you've never seen, or you have never felt that kind of beating you'll be received. That's not the country where they live in. I mean, the thing is so funny that now the president, they create more tension for himself. Now, the president will attract investor them for Canada country, but you they actually one you want attract investor them, but now the same president they create tension at the country. Nobody, absolutely, we have said this enough time. No sensible investor no will go put him money outside the political instability day or potentially for their political instability take place. They know they do. They know they do. We don't see the president in statements. They are not unifying statements. They are not reconciliatory. They are not sort of like oneness. Each time the president open mouth for talk, believe me, you must see that are divided. If you're not talking now the opposition, I not make it succeed, you go say now this, you go fend forth. And not so. I mean, if anybody opposition do you react, believe me, it means that you're afraid about something. Something is not right somewhere. Now, the examples in needless Iboku, where anything where people talk like this country now, it don't become a problem. Now, a few days ago, let me just take 3 clips and no more. We don't take them 3 clips here because like we don't want to play all because Iboku, they like it either came Kamari and then Padeba because they talk against the government. That's it. They talk against the government. Now he didn't sell. He almost has he take this for nothing. No, just because of you talk, because they no one day you talk. When you talk, you don't become a threat. Now we see one honorable Sadu Conte, where they be arrested few months ago, where government be saved, then fen gone na in container, this, that, it unnecessary tension no more than they be go viral, this, that. Now, I mean, forget about that. Again, the Eunice, Yaya Tunis, SFB Radio 98.1, they talk about the party strategy. Before you don't did the arrest. Take a look at this thing the way
say that one day self not they happen. And very soon we go reach the 3rd level when I for ensure say we begin for mobilize the people of this country within the confines of the law for take on this government. Very soon we will reach that stage there. But for now, as opposition, we go continue for do what we do so, and address issues, we get for hinder on the progress and development of Australia.
Talking about the 3rd layer or 3rd approach, looking at the past, what would be the approach of the opposition for engaged governments?
I just named them. Like, for example, when the APC been in our power, you see plenty time where something that happen, especially when there's something we get for do with national issue, where the opposition want go certain way, you go see the then president go call the leadership of the opposition, then sit down, then discuss, and at the end of the day, you go see changes. But in this case, if opposition attempt, on the many cases where opposition don't attempt, you go see that and go molest leaders of political parties, then go, beat them out of the premises of the State House, then go send letters, go even get a response. So, I mean, then kind of engagements and they happen. So we don't see clearly the 1st and 2nd layer for this government and no one listening. So we go very soon implement the 3rd layer, reaching there.
You saw that they begin implement something we call as the 3rd layer, when I for mobilize the people against this particular government for talk about issues them
lawfully.
When they use the law for mobilize the people against the government. Is it that now a new strategy from the APC party?
Okay, Fambule, when I hear the man say lawfully, which mean, I mean, this not for even cause an alarm. Because of this interview, this man was apprehended, this man was invited in CID, this man was interrogated, he was intimidated, they arrested because of this. Now, again, another opposition leader, now where they aspire. Take a look at this video clip here. We're not support violence or whatever, but what are they say? Certain thing there as a president, ignore. Believe me, you create unnecessary tension for yourself by just chasing the main opposition candidates. Samura, Idena Court. on allegation. We all know it's an allegation of corruption. We know say, and it are just purported politically motivated, because if he be genuine, sincere, Ali Kaba then for attend that same court. If we be see Ali Kaba like we, so if we be see Ali Kaba and others, where they say they eat more than 10 million euros for renovate the Sierra Leone consulate na America, New York. Some of us feel so good for support, because we know say the thing a transparent, a sincere, a genuine for the country, but you know go do selective justice. You know they pick no more pick and cherry. I know these are you fend. We're not stupid. People are not stupid. No. And I want to tell the president or even the government, if you play stupid games, believe me, you will get stupid prize. And the people in Salon, they're ready for you not then kind president day, because we not full again. We not go just continue for full people, and so Salon, we all get them. I'm telling you, we not so we all go sit on our chair day. Now that makes certain people, revolt in the sense that at least pick people who want truly work for the country, not to for like you can at the country, you can divide we, because these are the simple logic way 30 days in the use. For divide, we begin to tell you about tribe. Necessary. White man don't care about tribe. When come out of Salon, don't care about your tribe and care about you as a Sierra Leonean, as a passport holder. Green white, you Sierra Leone book. Now they look at it. Now within a Salon, they allow that they misuse we, they manipulate we. That don't want to let people and get the type of quality education, because the more person educated, the more difficult for control. And it's so shameful. Take a look at this.
Mr. Jibril Sidiki Kamara. Mr. Jibril Sidiki Kamara.
Mr. Jibril Sidiki Kamara.
Today, God say, not to Mr. James C. Kamara. Not to James C. Kamara.
Not to James C. Kamara.
Today,
God say,
not to the one that is a popular allergy.
Not to the one who will feel say a popular allergy.
What did I tell them?
What did they tell everybody?
Mr. Jibril.
Mr. Jibril.
You're not candidate.
You're not candidate.
Allergy. Yes, sir. You're not the head of the campaign. Yes, sir.
Allergy. They say if I heard this campaign. If I heard the campaign.
Mr. James.
Mr. James.
Deputy supporting allergy for campaign for this man.
You're not a deputy for support allergy for this campaign.
Under the powers of NAC.
Under the powers of NAC.
We all work together.
We all for work together.
Jibril just get the symbol.
Jibril just get the symbol.
We don't get the party.
Now we not get the party.
We don't get power.
We not get the power.
Now the party get power.
Now the party get the power.
The party don't today don't vote say that Jibril forget the symbol.
If the party don't decide say that Jibril forget the symbol, do ya?
Abeguna.
I Abeguna.
Don't follow Jibril.
Now we all follow Jibril.
We don't see in politics.
We don't see inside politics.
Somebody fed.
Somebody fed.
He want kill.
He want kill.
For big councillor.
For big councillor.
You don't get him.
You don't get him.
You know what happened?
We know what happened.
They make a minister.
They make a minister.
Now God so.
Now God.
Pussy, you know what he want.
Pussy, you know what he want.
You know what they get.
You don't know what they get.
We get something.
We get something.
You don't know what they get for you.
You don't go know who's side benefit for you.
So for me.
For he.
In target.
Not to this.
Not to parliament.
Not to parliament.
Not to minister.
Not to minister.
Not to council.
Not to council.
Now the president of this country.
Now the end when the president now one.
Now one.
Now one. What do they tell you now?
Swear to Almighty Allah. What are talking 100% true.
Is the swear to Allah.
Marabio.
Native man.
Marabio na criminal.
Marabio na criminal.
Marabio na kupis.
Marabio na kupis.
I don't play.
You know they play.
Marabio don't commit school.
Marabio don't commit school.
Marabio they say 15 million.
Then Marabio they say 18 million.
Marabio na killer.
Na killer. They don't kill na Kenny. 91.
Don't kill na
Poloko ya. Prison. Tonko. Prison. Na killer. Therefore. Alhaji Ibrahim Kemosi say, you know what thief man? You know what murderer? You know what cookies? You know what for them? Wallahi, you would have done them. You know what thing ever happen?
This election they come.
This election they come.
Either he lost the election
or
we win.
All right, so that was the Cleveland Honorable Kemosi say in waters. Let's just make something very clear for people. We know they support um, people like they were. Why? Because we don't sit down at this platform. We don't condemn some of these people. This very gentleman, when Honorable Kemosi say, when we see one viral video, we they go with the shape money. Apart from that, it was a man where they alleged, in fact, with cocaine back then, when they be there as Minister of Transport and Aviation. So some of we know see this in a claim politician. What are the type of talk here? President Bio, they act emotionally. Anything where opposition talk, they arrest her. This man, Eunice talk, he arrest her. This talk, he arrest her. Cameron talk, he arrest her. Even Chris Man talk right now. No, when a black card, they arrest her. Can you imagine? This not completely so. This not discord. The president just totally disconnected with the reality. Say people are tired. People need change, and I believe say there is no other magic. If Salom for go before, we need for discipline. We leaders where they fail. If he fail, we fail. There's no turn about it. If he fail, he fail. He fail. That's it. We put you aside. We bring other people who test. Themselves come. I mean, we'll continue for do this and we'll continue for discipline that we did. So, I mean, this is our responsibility. I tell you plenty, thank you. We don't go tired. We they come once in a while for bring come to the truth. Now, talking point platform now, yeah. And my name now make Kabo. You said get the chance for always share. So the message will reach fine. Why? Bye.
Talking point platform for news every day. Now we can't see alone for education.